The wind's breath blows in endless flows of pure energies, kinetically expressed in rare symphonies. My pen inks immensity, zen mentally, since my betterment. These letterings professed, expressed heavenly. The wind's breath beckons me with intensity, in ascension sensibly, swift as a century's blink to a divinity. The density of a trinity, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Sensi replenishes me mystically, lyrically. Hear the
cosmology of man. The cosmology is basically the science behind the origin of the universe. And so I will be explaining from the metaphysical viewpoint the reality of the realms. And so there are 5 planes of existence. And in order for anything to manifest, such as the observed world, it would have had to come from something before it. What do I mean? I mean, even if we take our thoughts, for example, our thoughts, if I had a thought about making a sandwich, I would, first it exists in a realm prior to the physical manifestation. So in order for the physical manifestation to appear, it came from a causal plane, meaning it came from a plane that caused its existence, meaning the mental realm. So before the physical sandwich appears physically in the physical realm, it appeared prior in a realm above it, which is the mental realm. And so in order for a realm to materialize, it comes from a prior realm. And so material science would tell you that the physical world was burst into existence, right? Burst into the universe. And out of the universe came the earth. And out of the earth came the soil. And out of the soil came a body. And out of the body came the brain. And out of the brain came the mind. And so they're saying the material is the cause of the immaterial, which goes totally against your own experience of life. Your own experience tells a different story. And so we are going to get into the cosmology of man. And I will run it down from the lower realms to the higher. And then we will get into the higher back down to the lower. And so in the first realm of existence, before I get into that, let me say that all existences or perceived existences are only one. They are the all, or Allah, Yah, Brahman, the Buddha, nature, whichever sect, religion, creed you come from. All the religions speak of this one who says, I am the only, there is none beside me. And so all the manifestations are him or it. Just as the ocean manifests many ways, but everything that the ocean is it. Although it appears to have 2 separate existences, one that where waves are and one that is the stillness of the ocean. The same with a television. You might have the sun and the moon on the landscape in the background with mountains and trees, and you'll see a river or a lake below, and you'll see animals walking, right? But all those things that you see when you go and touch the screen are made of one thing, although it appears to be different things made of different things. The objects of the screen appear to be something other than the screen. And so this is the same with the universe. So the whole of manifestation is what is called a theophany, a visible manifestation of God or God's being or his existence. Yet his essence is beyond the physical existence or the objective world. And so we will go into describing these multidimensional realms that are all one, but appear to be many levels. For example, if we use the example of water, you have vapor, right? Which is nothing but water. But water could also be turned into the hardened formed ice. These are three different realms of one thing. So, in the human being exist all things from all of creation in one degree or another. And at the highest is the divine that created all of it, if we could put it in those terms. And the reason it's hard to see our own divinity or our own source within us is because we are clothed with these vestiges of realms, which appear to veil the source that is already within us. And if we can find the source that is within us, we can know the source of all things. And this is the meaning behind man being made in the image of God. As the great philosopher Plato once said, that the universe is a single whole or a single being comprised of many parts that are also wholes. What does that mean? It means as if the whole of life is one being composed of many parts. You, made in the likeness of that being, are also a part, but you are made like the whole, meaning everything that exists in the whole exists in you, in all apparent parts. And so this is why it's important to break down this cosmology, just to bring you back to your source, because you have to transcend or the lower realms of your being, or what you perceive yourself to be. Because God encompasses everything, but nothing encompasses him. And in truth, you are him. Because he is all. And since he is all, you can add nothing to him. Because where would you get it from? And you can take nothing away from him. Because where would you put it? As he says in all holy scriptures, he is the only. And so, let's hit on these realms of existence, starting with the lower realm of manifestation, the lowest form of the universe, which is the physical realm, or the world, or in man's case, the body, which is the realm of effects. This is the realm where the foundations of the tangible world of matter are laid. The universe did not start with matter. Matter is the realm of effect. This is the lowest effect of existence, or the lowest realm of existence. It is also known as the waking state, meaning this is our waking world. In the lowest form, we take to be reality, and this is why we suffer, honestly. But this realm is whatever we see by means of the eye, whatever we hear by means of the ear. All these experiences, whether it's smell, taste, or touch, this is what we gain through what we call our physical body. And then this proves to be an existent plane of reality to us, of a particular kind of experience. And so in this plane, the mind is said to occupy the brain, which perceives external objects. And these perceptions have many shapes and forms, which we call the world. And so dwelling in this lowest form of the physical realm would be considered the lowest state in most religious circles. It would be considered dwelling in our animal nature or our human nature or dwelling in our flesh. And it only becomes negative if this is all you know, if this is what you take to be reality. But we will go through our experience and see that there are higher realms of existence than this. And so everything is a form of the one. Everything, even in the physical realm, is an aspect of the true being, since in truth there is only him. And so our manifestation on this plane in the earth is not at all disconnected from the higher realms. The manifestation of the soul on this plane embodies all other realms. It lives in all the spheres. Although it lives only conscious of this physical realm. So let's go over to the realm above it, which would be the causal plane to the physical. And this realm is called the realm of mind, or the realm of the soul, or in Arabic cosmology, they would call it the realm of Malakut, meaning the realm of the angels, the realm of similitude. And this is the realm in which thoughts appear, images appear, memories appear. And this realm is not separate from the physical realm because this realm seeps into the physical. It deals with the physical because it is higher. It is the cause of the physical. And so in this realm, a man could be totally lost in his own mind while you are speaking to him, and him, although he has ears, not hear you, although he has eyes, not see you, because his consciousness is focused in this realm to such a degree that although you may be speaking to him or showing him something, he will not acknowledge it because his mind or his being is in a different realm, although he stands right before you. And again, like I gave a prior example, this is the realm of thoughts. And when a thought is produced in this realm, a thought could be manifested into the physical realm. Thus, this is the cause of the effect realm, which is the physical. And so it's showing, so the reason I'm pointing to this is because I'm showing you the evolution of how things manifest and from where their source begins. And so everything you see in the world is an effect. And when I say see, I'm talking about the physical manifestation. Everything you see physically has come from the mental plane of existence. Or as in Arabic, they would call them the realm of the angels. Why do they call them the realm of the angels? It's because this, in the realm of the mind, thoughts and images, is where angels deal with you. And I'll just give one example. Have you ever wanted to go somewhere, right? And something came up that told you, or it didn't even have to tell you. Something could have came up where you avoided going to this place. And then something, let's say bad happened at this place and you were spared from that event. These are the subtleties of how the perceived angels are communicating with you and navigating you through life to avoid certain things or to go into certain things. And so this is why the Arabics call this the realm of Malakut, which is synonymous with the Malakim of the Hebrew Bible, which represents messengers, angels, or as they would say, ministers of flaming fire. But flaming fire is just a symbol of light, right? But if you have angels, you also have, what they would call demons, or your dark thoughts, or thoughts that get you going in the opposite direction, or intentions that get you going in the opposite direction. All these exist in this realm. And so, as we see, thoughts produce the physical realm. The physical can never produce a thought. There's no way dry clay can produce something immaterial. It cannot be. Yet science, or the material scientists, will tell you that against your own experience. And so this is also known as the dream world. See, the first realm, the realm of the physical manifestation, is when we are awake. We see the physical world. This is one realm. Once the physical goes to sleep, you wake up in another realm, which is called the mental, which is a mental projection of a similar realm to the physical. And the physical is also a mental projection, but for the sake of argument, we're just going to leave it as I stated it. But this second realm of existence, the mental plane, is synonymous with the dream states, where sometimes the mental projections from the waking world have seeped in, and sometimes not, where you can be a body that is white or black or brown or red. In the physical realm, you could be a totally different body in this mental realm and see different people in this mental realm or this dream state. And so this is what it meant by when God says, I visit them in dreams and visions. This is the realm where you experience dreams and visions, in this mental realm. And so not only is it the realm of the similitude, which means forms, and because when we're in this mental plane, we see forms. You see pictures, you see symbols, you see numbers, you see words. And you also get thoughts and intuitions and things of this nature. These are where the angels and demons deal with you. Because angels and demons are only your aspect of how you look at it. They're not really two different things. But that's neither here nor there. And so, from this dreamlike mental realm, we move on to the third. Hold on, before I move on to the third, let me also say this. When we read about Jacob's ladder in Genesis, it speaks of Jacob going to sleep, and a ladder was laid down from the earth to heaven. And in this parable, or in this story, which is allegoric, it is speaking of the embodiment of man, which at its lowest realm, which is the physical realm where the ladder placed its foot, is physical. It's earthy. But it reaches all the way up to the heavenly. This is the embodiment of man. And it said, and I seen angels ascending and descending upon it. And these angels ascending and descending are nothing but the communications of the mental plane, which get you to act and get you to do certain deeds. Because in essence, you do not know where your thoughts come from. There's not a man who has never even meditated who can sit in silence for 60 seconds without a thought appearing to him. Because you don't choose thoughts. Thoughts just appear, just as the wind appears. And so I just wanted to bring that Jacob's ladder in to the discussion. And so we will move to the third realm, which I want to touch on briefly. And this is the realm where they say the archetypes exist. And when I say archetypes, these are the principles or the archangels, as they would be called in religious scriptures, exist. But this is nothing other than the realm of deep sleep. And so mankind, we experience the waking world, the physical realm. We experience the mental world or the dream state. We also acknowledge that we experience deep sleep. Although in deep sleep, the body collapses, the mind collapses. There is no mind in deep sleep. Yet, this is why when you're in deep sleep, you're not aware of anything. Because there's an awareness of absence. There isn't an absence of awareness. And in deep sleep, since you are embodied by your essence, which is the essence of God, in deep sleep, in this third realm, there is nothing but peace. This is what you experience. Even if you were the sickest dog in the physical realm, and you could have been the most scared and terrified in your dream world, when you get to deep sleep, there is all peace. You experience the essence of your being here because the mind has collapsed. And this is the realm where we experience our true nature, which is bliss and peaceful and joyous. But most men only experience it in deep sleep. And so, why is it peaceful? Why is it blissful in this realm? Because in this realm, there is no mind. The mind has collapsed in on itself. There is no subject-object. And since there is no mind, because when you really study the nature of suffering, suffering only appears in the mind. This is why it is peaceful. And so in this the third realm, in this third realm, this is where it is said that the forming or the attributes given to the souls of the waking and dream world are manifested, although it cannot be seen with the eye, it cannot be seen with the physical mind, or the immaterial mind, should I say, because in this realm, mind has collapsed. And so these are where the first vibrations of the fourth realm, which we will get to, occur, or the first principles, the archetypes, the archangels. This is where they are said to appear. But what I want to hit on is the deep sleep. And so our true being, experiences the physical, the mental, and this deep sleep realm. But our body from the physical doesn't experience the mental a body can't experience the mental because the mind is above the physical body. The body is not the one experiencing the mind. And the mind is not the one experiencing deep sleep. And so what is it, or who is it that experiences all three? And this is when we get to the essence of our being, or to the divine, which is the fourth state of being. And when one understands himself, he understands who is the quote-unquote seer of the three realms below. Because the fourth realm is the realm of divinity, of divine oneness. In the Bible, it would be called or the Christ, or the Holy Spirit. This is the realm of spirit, or pure consciousness. This is the realm where you are purely your essence, or your being, which is spirit. And until you begin to dwell in this, which they call spirit, often, because it's going to start out slow in the beginning, but until you begin to dwell in this fourth realm, the realm of the spirit, or the divine oneness, or the Christ, or the Logos, whatever they call it, out in the world, this fourth realm of existence is the seer and unifier of all the other three existences. This realm is where the saints reside. See, that peace that you get in the third state, like I said, if you had cancer in the physical realm, when you are in deep sleep, there is no cancer. You don't experience that. You only experience that in the first realm of existence. And these realms are not the real because they change. You understand? It's like if I'm watching a TV, right? And I change from channel 3 to channel 4, and the channel 4 to channel 5. What is the reality behind all these channels? They exist in something that doesn't change. The changing exists in something that doesn't change. And these channels only can be because of something that doesn't change, which is the TV. And this is what I'm pointing to in the fourth realm. The only reason these three realms, one realm where you have cancer, another realm of the mind where you maybe can fly if you wanted to, and another realm where you experience your essence of that peace and joy because the mind and body are absent. In this fourth realm, you could experience that peace and joy even while in the first realm, the physical realm of the ups and downs, the hots and the colds, the pains and the pleasures. You can still experience that peace. This is where the saints reside, where they speak of heaven. It's not somewhere off in the sky in the first realm. It's not somewhere off in the sky in the dream world. It's very near to you because it is your essence. It is you. And so in this fourth realm is what we would call the witnesser of the other three realms, because it is the one, it is the source, it is the only witnesser. The witnesser in me is no different from the witnesser in you. The experiences are different of what we witness. But the watcher, could he be known? Just as you know your experience, can the one witnessing be known? And when I say this, I'm not talking about a body. I'm not talking about a mind, because minds are known. Can you know the knower? Can the knower be known? And this is where we get into the divine. And so in this realm, again, the experience of that peace and bliss and unity with your source is realized in this. And you realize you are not the realm of the physical, because that comes and goes. Just as you know you are not the wind, because the wind brushes against your arm, it comes and it goes. the dreams come and go, and this deep sleep comes and goes. But in this fourth realm, this realm is what gives vibration to all the other realms. This fourth state, or the divine or the pure consciousness, is what gives vibration to the third realm, or the realm of deep sleep, or the realm of the archetypes, archangels, which gives vibration to the mental plane, and also which manifests or brings into, by vibration, the physical realm. So this divinity is the source of all the other three realms below it. And this is nothing but the divine or the pure knowing that you are. This realm raises a person from the material plane to the immaterial. And this is why it is called the Christ within, or as Christ said, you must be born again, born of the Spirit, in order to enter into this kingdom, which is peace, joy, bliss, happiness, righteousness. This is what is called the transcendental state, because it transcends the flesh and the mind. This is why Christ said, I have overcome the world, because the world is nothing but the mind and the body and the so-called angels. This is why Christ was raised above the angels. These are the meanings behind these things. And so this is what all the saints are reported to experience. They didn't have to go over a land to go get it, or across the sea, or up into heaven to get this, because it is already within them. It's within all things. And this is the beauty. If God wanted to hide himself, he would hide himself in man, because this would be the last place that man would search. And so in John 1, verse 9, it says, that was the true light, which lighteth every man. This is speaking of this Christ, or this divine that is within us, that lighteth up every man, that is in the core of every being. This is where our home is. This is the home of all knowing. This is why God is called the all-knowing. This is where all knowing is. This is where peace is, true joy is. This is why we even experience these things within the world, because it is part of our essence. And so the whole universe emanated from this supreme consciousness that is not just, I have a piece, you have a piece, a bird has a piece. No, it is one ocean. And to say ocean still doesn't do it justice, because you would think in your mind that it is vast. But it could be as minute as a mustard seed, because it has no limits. It has no boundaries. You don't know what it is or how large it is. It has no dimensions. It's dimensionless. This pure consciousness, or what people call God consciousness, is the absolute. It is nothing but your own consciousness. And when I say that, I'm not speaking of a waking consciousness or a dream consciousness, because these things are not in the third realm or the state of deep sleep. But what is that? Let's call it awareness that is aware that you are in deep sleep. What could be aware, absent of mind, that you are in deep sleep? It's the same thing that is aware of your dream. It is the same thing, the non-changing thing that is aware of your waking. Can that be known? The practitioners who try to find God, those who search within, in heavy contemplation and diving within themselves, they shift their focus from the things they are aware of to the instrument of awareness, which is consciousness itself. And to point you to it, I can ask you, are you aware of my voice right now? You would say yes, because it is an object to be aware of. But if I ask you, are you aware that you are aware? Where do you go to know that? Can it be known as an object? Learn that. Learn that as your own being. And know that that which I'm pointing to is changeless, that all the change appears upon. That all the births and deaths appear upon, the sounds and silences appear upon. It appears upon this stillness, this ever unchanging, everlasting, unmovable presence that you are. And so this fourth realm, most see it as, okay, I exist as the background or the stillness that sees all three things, but still all three other realms are separate from me. And this is where, once you begin to dwell on it and know that it's, and learn of it, you will see that it is unlimited. And then you will begin to understand that actually all manifestations, whether it be in the physical realm, a water, a bird, any material, that it is all made of this one thing that I am, which is pure consciousness, because it cannot exist without it. Without being aware of it, it would not exist. Just like none of the pictures on the TV screen can exist independent of the screen, but the screen always exists and is not limited to them, meaning those images or birds on the TV screen can come and go, yet the screen is unaffected and ever present. The same with you. Your body and mind comes and goes. It comes and goes in deep sleep, yet you are ever present. Because they get their reality from you. The only reason they seem real is because of your being. You give them, or they borrow your essence to have their existence. And so once the collapse of separateness, of them being other than you, is seen as modes of your very being, you unify all of these realms and you see that they are nothing but you. And thus it is only He or only you or only God that is. And those who dwell in that constantly are known as the prophets and the Buddhas and the Christ. These are why these people are so revered, is because they existed in this realm and taught this peace and love that is truth. Because they experienced the true peace and love that is only God. And the reason they speak of it separate from themselves is because they're speaking to people who think of God as separate from themselves. So you have to speak in these terms. But many of the Eastern texts show you that it is nothing but yourself. Even in the Bible, it shows you that. But many skip over that. And so the fifth realm is the unmanifested. And the unmanifested God is when He says, before He says, let there be, before anything came to be, before light was shown, or the divine, which is nothing other than Him, was lit up. There was the unmanifested, meaning, and I will make this short, but it's similar to putting a small dot on a piece of paper, a small dot. And in this dot exists all the potentialities, all the attributes existing in this minute dot. These are just potentialities that could be, but they are unmanifested. And this is before anything was said to be. This is the unmanifested. This is the fifth realm, which is ever present in you, which all things get absorbed back into. This is why it says in all scriptures, all things come back to me, because all things are an outbreath of him. And so this is the cosmology. From this unmanifested came the manifested, or light, or the pure, or the divine consciousness. And out of this pure awareness, all things exist. Out of the pure awareness, the next realm of the archetypes, the principles, the archangels came, which disseminated into the soul or the psyche or the mind, which is the dream state or the mental plane. And out of the mental plane came the physical manifestation, which is the fifth realm. It is no other way. It is not how scientists tell you that material produced the immaterial. It cannot be. They can't explain it. There's over 100 unanswered questions in science, and this is one of them. Even matter and spirit are one and the same things. Matter is just a denser energy of spirit, and we separate matter from spirit as if it's two different things. But matter is just a form of spirit, a more dense energy. And so I will end with this reading of Isaiah 66, verse 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, heaven is my throne." When you reach the heights of your being, this is where the heaven is. This is where the throne of God is, and the heights of your being. And he said, earth is my footstool, meaning earth is his lowest realm. This is where he places his feet. This is the realm of effects. And so heaven is my throne, earth is my footstool. This is speaking to man in essence. Learn of me. Learn of you. This is the cosmology of man. Shalom.